guys, I'm back with another 10 metal bands you haven't heard but should. There's been some really cool response, a lot of new viewers and subscribers coming in recently, which is really cool. I guess with lockdown, it's a good time to find ways to check out new bands and support the underground, because all the obscure bands and labels are going through some shit right now, so props to everyone who sticks around. And I'm only a couple hundred views from the whole channel having a collective 100,000 views, which is crazy. Like, if even 1% of those people buy one thing, that's 1,000 sales to underground bands because of this channel, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, thank you to everyone for the support. I'm not one of these people who kind of always asks everyone to subscribe or whatever. Obviously, if you do, it's cool. I appreciate it. But yeah, most importantly, we're getting the underground word out there, and that to me is why I do this. So, first up, we have some awesome black metal from Naxen. They're German, on Vendetta Records. Now, if you like stuff like Magua, Mistheming, those kinds of bands with, I don't want to say melodic black metal because it's not in that kind of same vein as like Dissection and stuff, but it definitely has melody and a lot of the cool cymbal work that Magua have kind of popularized. Naxen are really cool. This is their album Towards the Tomb of Times, which is brand new release, absolutely killer, and worryingly, I haven't seen too many people post about it. In fact, the good guys, well, guy and girl over at Clobber Records, who also do reviews, posted a review of this, and I was like, that looks cool. Checked it out. So yeah, if you like Sinmara, Mistheming, Magua especially, check out Naxen. Great record. Next up, some death metal. We all know I love Swedish death. We all know I love that kind of death doomy stuff. Graveyard give the best of both worlds. They've got that kind of big, HM2 sound, but these really kind of doomy, creepy riffs. This is a phenomenal album. It was actually a blind buy from Toad Stribe here in the UK, and boy am I glad I went for that. Sometimes you just see something that looks so cool, you have to grab it. I mean, the artwork is just death metal perfection. The whole album rips. Pulverized Records here. Of course, they're based in Asia, so for me it's quite convenient a UK distro had this release in. But yeah, support Pulverized, great label. Talked about them quite a lot recently. Now a project I can't say too much about. It's quite a mysterious project, but all I do know it's from pretty much my doorstep. Not literally, it's not one of mine. This is Abyssidious with the first demo, Merc and Malice. Now, Abyssidious is a really interesting project. It's very anonymous. This is the tape, of course, for the demo. There's 20 copies. I think there's still some on Bandcamp, so you can go and grab them. They come with a couple like button pins, which I have on a corkboard of pins and flyers. Actually, it might be out of shot. It's oh no, it's not. Anyway, Abyssidious is just really dark, very psychedelic, dissonant black metal. So think in the vein of like Bluetooth Nord, some Leviathan coming in, some Aranzi Pazuzu or Pazazu. Anyway, so yeah, if you like black metal on the much kind of weirder, expansive side, nothing really kind of traditional about it. And it's a really cool logo. I like that logo a lot. Nice distorted image for the cover, which you can spend a while trying to work out. The music is very kind of meditative, hypnotic, lots of layering, like you've got some kind of intricate rhythm bits with leads coming through. Really well put together stuff. So yeah, if you like weird black metal, that one will definitely be for you. Now, if you like more traditional black metal, Hellmoon is a Canadian project. It's a solo project as well by Plague or Plague, who's also known from Nocturnal Departure. Too many good bands beginning with Nocturnal, gets very confusing. This is really cool. It's the debut album. I think this version, the self-released digipack, there's only 50 of, as you can see here. I've got number 8. But Legions of Darkness here in the UK have reissued it. I'm sure it has a tape issue or two, so if you like stuff like Sargeist, Satanic Warmaster, those kind of very iconic Finnish bands, but maybe with a more raw feel to it, this is some really good raw black metal that doesn't just sound like the other bands, like Black Zilis and stuff. They're great. but there's a lot of bands who just sort of follow in their footsteps, whereas Hellmoon goes for quite a Finnish and in parts some quite French as well sounding stuff. So yeah, really cool material there. Next up we have some quite atmospheric black metal. I don't have too much atmospheric black metal on here. It's a genre I really like, but I think it's very easy to fuck up in terms of, I think there's a lot of bands that just rely on one really pretty repetitive riff lasting like 8 minutes, and that kind of thing sucks to me. But Asgrauw, hoping I'm saying that right, they're from the Netherlands. This is some stunning stuff. The riffs are huge, there's some interesting drum work. It's not just sort of like a 4-beat all the way through, just crash, crash, crash. There's actually some intricacy and nuance to this. This is quite an old record of theirs. They put out a new one this year actually, which is also really good. I reviewed that, but I managed to snag a copy of this from a UK distro pretty cheap, so that's what I have to show for now. I do intend on getting more of their stuff though, as they are really good. And they show that Dutch black metal is really booming this year. There's been some amazing releases from the Netherlands, so if you like things on the more atmospheric side, check out Asgrauw. Now we have some really kind of savage music with 3 album covers, if that might give it away for some. This is Temple Below. I keep nearly saying Temple Nightside because I ordered some Temple Nightside stuff at the same time. But yeah, 3 absolutely phenomenal album covers. I think this one's my favourite, but I kind of go back and forth. Me and my buddy Kyle talk about this a lot. He actually reminded me to get back on listening to these guys and grabbing the album. I'm pretty sure it's somewhat anonymous, but been confirmed that the members play in Bestial Mockery and Slaughterbath, both great black thrash bands. Now this is an interesting one because it's in the kind of bestial Black Death kind of territory, but it has a lot of atmosphere, a lot of kind of creepy, eerie feels to it, but then it's just straight up savage. It doesn't feel soft. So yeah, if you sort of like both atmospheric and really abrasive stuff at the same time, this is a very unique release. I can't actually compare it to too much. It's got a bit of Bestial Mockery in there, a bit of stuff like Niflheim, a bit of, but then some stuff like Crypts, some stuff like, oh, my mind is going blank now, Black Sorcery, stuff like that. It's really interesting. But yeah, definitely check that one out. Most extreme metal fans, I think, will be able to get behind that. Now we have some straight up old school death metal, courtesy of Cruel Fate. I'm pretty sure this is their first album on Dawning Septic. I was going to say, I always see their logo DSP and want to say Death Like Silence, because I'm used to that being DSP. But yeah, Dawning Septic are a really cool label. I've talked about them a few times. Cruel Fate, just straight up good death metal. You know, if you like classic, early, you know, you Possessed, your first couple Death albums, some Obituary, some early Cannibal Corpse, stuff like that. There's not much I can say about it other than it's just high quality, well written, well mixed death metal. It's groovy, it's heavy. If you like death metal, you're gonna like it. Now, really cool release from Blood Harvest. Of course, those guys are putting out some phenomenal stuff over in Sweden. This is Valdrin, their new album, which name escapes me, Effigy of Nightmares. It's a really cool title. How did I forget that? With, again, amazing artwork on this one. Now, whenever I see something from Blood Harvest, I always and often wrongly assume it's death metal because, of course, they have an amazing death metal lineup. But this is one of their black metal releases. It does borrow some kind of deathy parts, but it's got a lot of things that remind me of like Dissection and Emperor, a lot of melodies, some really well-used synths that don't just overshadow the guitar riffs and the drums, really chilling vocals, great performance. Again, you could say it's more on the atmospheric and melodic side, but this is once again a band that have thought it out and keep it vicious and keep things interesting for the whole running time. It's a really good album. I think a lot of people are going to be talking about this because I've already seen quite a few. And yeah, definitely check out Valdrin. It was a new name to me till I reviewed this, and I'm really glad I did. So it was really cool. Next up, we have a split release, so you're sort of getting 2 bands for the price of one, I guess. My buddy Eric, who runs Life After Death, really cool new American label. I think they're based in Ohio. Really good stuff. So this is Podridao. Sorry if I'm saying that. Both the bands are from Brazil, and Portuguese is not my forte. Sepulchral Hort as well. They're both just incredibly old school sounding, kind of doomy death. Got some like big asphyx and early incantation vibes on this thing. Really cool stuff. And I do want to mention about Life After Death, that I think that they have a lot of potential. They're brand new, like I say, label, formed I think this year or the end of last. Eric is very passionate about what he does. He's sent me some killer stuff to review. And they're already collaborating, like on the Crypt One release, they're doing the tapes. So far, I'm pretty sure everything he's put out is tapes, but like Meisaku and Ogjo doing the vinyl and Pulverize doing the CDs. So they've already got some big collaborations happening. So yeah, check out Life After Death, especially if you're in the States, because they're a distro as well. Some really good underground death metal. An amazing split of old school death metal. And now the final one with Concrete Winds, only album on Sepulchral Voice Productions or Records. This is pure savage, black-tinged death metal perfection in the vein of like DGL, Niflheim. Savage, relentless, eerie, fast, hectic. This is the kind of death metal that just makes you want to tear shit up, and it is fucking awesome. It's been out a little while, so I don't want to go on too much about it. I'm trying to keep these videos to a watchable length so you guys don't drift off, and remember, forget to check out all these cool bands. But yeah, if you like savage death metal with a black metal kind of occult ritual feel to it, check out Concrete Winds. I've been Naxen. You guys have been really cool lately, like I say, huge amounts of support. Seen a lot of people buying records and stuff and tagging me, being like, thanks for, you know, recommending this band, and they've gone out and bought the record and stuff, and then the bands have been like, oh dude, cool, thanks for sending me over. So you guys rule, keep supporting the underground, keep the virus and shit from spreading, and just enjoy spinning records and stuff while we have more free time to do so. Take care, stay metal.